Knock guides allow you to dynamically power in-app messages like banners, feature announcements, and upgrade nudges using your own components. This feature combines the sophisticated targeting logic that marketing and product teams need with a developer-first approach that gives you full control over the behavior and design of your messaging. Now anyone can create and display messages in their product without sacrificing performance or compromising on design, like with legacy in-app vendors. So let's take a look at how it works. From the dashboard, we'll head to the guides page and create a new guide. First, we'll give it a name and a unique key. From there, we can edit the content of the guide, its targeting logic, or its activation rules. So let's start with the content. First, we need to select a message type as a starting point. All accounts have access to pre-built banner, card, and modal message types that map to Knock's pre-built components. But you can also create types that map to your custom components like we've done here with this announcement card. Message types define the properties of your message, how it will appear to users, and the data payload your components will receive when a guide is rendered. For this demo, I'll choose announcement card, and you can see that the editor interface inherits the properties specified on that message type. Your editors can then draft either static messages or use liquid variables to reference dynamic data. And your content can include things like images or URLs to other hosted assets like videos. Next, let's define our targeting logic. Guides uses audience-based targeting to determine who gets shown a message. So you can sync audiences into Knock from your CDP, your data warehouse, or just by using CSV upload or the API. You can also add additional condition-based filtering to make sure only the right users see a message. Finally, let's set our activation rules. Activation rules tell guides where they should render. You can target full URLs or URL path segments so that certain messages only get shown on certain pages, or you can just target all URLs. Once we're happy with how our guide is configured, we can commit this guide to our current environment. Before we activate it though, let's look at how this works in our codebase. You'll first want to create a real-time connection with the Guides API by using the Knock guide provider at a pretty high level in your application. Then you can implement your custom or the Knock default components anywhere underneath that provider, and they'll automatically show active guides that the user is eligible for, respecting the message type, targeting, and activation rules that you've specified. When you create custom guide components, the useGuide React hook provides you with direct access to the store of data that's returned by the Guides API, allowing you to create any experience you want with the content and engagement data powered by Knock. Now let's hop back into the dashboard and activate our guide. When activating a guide, you can either set a start and end date to activate it on a schedule or choose to activate it immediately. Once it's active, we should be able to see it in our application, and then depending on a message's purpose, users can interact with or dismiss your components to archive them. Knock manages all of the interaction data on your in-app messages, like whether a user has seen, interacted with, or archived a component, and aggregates it for you with the data from your email or push channels, for example, so you have a single reference point for all of your messaging analytics. Now that we have a good handle on the basics of guides, let's talk about what happens as your team creates more of them. If you head back to the main list of guides, you'll see options for both priority and throttling. You can drag to reorder your guides to create a prioritized list, and then optionally apply throttling to certain guides so they're only shown at certain intervals. With guides, we're excited to give your team a new way to power in-app messaging without sacrificing application performance or design. To get started with Knock Guides, head to knock.app and sign up for a free account today.